50.5 receiving yards. Why? Because last week he had 6 catches for 101 yards. His longest 82 yards to the house. Not to mention wide receiver DeAndre Overton for the Showboats also expected to be out. Dawood Davis getting more touches here today. I'm taking the over on him.
Kayla, I love it. We'll check in throughout the day. This is Titus Swen on the return for the Showboats, who wanted to start with the football. And Swen takes it out to the sideline before he's run out just shy of the 40. Well, this game sounds different than any NFL or college football game you've ever watched, because you hear directly from players and coaches in real time. And we've got these players and coaches mic'd up today, so you will hear all about the quarterbacks and the play calls.
You hear that rattler pump right there from Case Cookus in the huddle, and I was talking to John DeFilippo during pregame. I think they're going to take a shot early at some point in this drive in the first couple of plays.
Case Cookus, the 28-year-old out of FCS Northern Arizona, and he is indeed looking downfield, and there's a sack to start. Right on cue with Dontre Tillman, the 26-year-old out of Indiana University in Pennsylvania.
Well, that sure didn't take long along the defensive front. You take a look at number 99. Whoa, he's coming off the edge. It's just speed, bend, a short corner there. They've got to avoid that, Cole, going forward with short corners against this group.
That's kind of a bump and run. Physicality, you give a little bump right off the edge, and then you swim around the outside. So not right down the middle of that tackle, but showing that you have the ability to, and then going around.
Saw the note 3 weeks ago. And now on second down, there's Dawood Davis on his way to those 51 Caleb Burton yards. It's a first down to the Western Kentucky product.
And I love this decision from John DeFilippo. Okay, you take a negative play, you take a sack. You know what we're going to do? We're going to get it back because we're going to get the ball out of our hand quickly. We're going to throw the underneath route on the quick out. And look, now you're in 3rd and short.
78. Hey, kill Cowboy, kill Cowboy, kill
John
Cowboy.
DeFilippo, the 46-year-old who's been the offensive coordinator in the NFL for the Browns, the Vikings, and the Jaguars. That was 15 of the 51 yards for Dawood Davis. And now to the air and across the middle, it's Vinny Papali. On 3rd down and 2, he moves the chains.
32 Delta.
I love it. Cole, this is how you get confident, right? This is how you get the ball to your hand and limit that ferocious pass rush.
You heard the check to Cowboy there. I'm going to guess that that's cross. Tom got the coverage that he wanted, so you hit the quick crossing route right over the middle of the field, and we have a Birmingham Stallion down.
It's defensive tackle Willie Yarbury out of Wake Forest.
He had just come off of injured reserve, first time back in the lineup.
Yeah, check that. DeMarquise Gates,
47
linebacker out of Ole Miss. We will check on Gates when we come back to Memphis.
I saw it, but
The first play is going to make you cry.
yeah, I saw it.
It's going to make you cry.
I saw it.
I know. I know you did. I know you did. But it's going to make you cry.
I even tried to like click in my
Hey, but you know what was even more awesome? You know what was? Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm all right.
You know what was even more?
Why is it going to make Case Cookus cry, that first play?
Because they had what they wanted downfield on the pump. They were going to take that shot that I'd referenced. But then when he's getting that right there, you know what was awesome? I guarantee you, we didn't hear the back end. He said, you followed up with a positive play. You got it out of the back of your mind. You made the throw on the next play, and now we're rolling.
And now they've got first down from midfield on the opening drive, and this is the big body Darius Victor, 5'7", 230 pounds, in their leading rusher.
He's a bowling ball, man. He is a load. And listen, they need to continue to run him. The problem is they've gotten beyond the chains and they've gotten down points-wise, so it's taken them out of the run game sometimes.
Victor's prop bet is 27.5 rushing yards. He's been known by thick thighs save lives. A motto to live by. Here he is again, and he finds a hole up the middle. And Darius Victor across the 45 to set up 3rd down and manageable.
Hey, 11 Cyrus, Vinny. 11 Cyrus and Vinny. Hey, wristband 38. 3-8. 3-8. Remember, snap this past the center here. Snap this past the center.
Hey, let's go.
3-8.
Let's go. Going down, left, open, after. Halfback rail, all right.
Case Cookus getting another shot after, you mentioned last week, Troy Williams started with Cookus banged up. On 3rd down and 3, quick one to the air, and he's got a first down. Across the middle with one of those quick releases that you mentioned to Jonathan Adams.
And Cole, that's the recipe today, isn't it? You've got to be able to get the ball to your hand. And if you dink and dunk them all day long, that's fine. At least you're not taking negative plays.
No, quick game and running the football. The two things that Coach Flip told us had to happen for this offense today, Tom.
51, hot step, jerk on 2, right?
John DeFilippo said to us, we can't get punked up front.
Yep.
Memphis team 1-4. They've moved it to the 31. Another quick one to the outside, and that is complete. And that is Dawood Davis on the edge for about 3.
Hey, wristband 22, you got the Ole Falcon. That was cover 2 there. Wristband 22, Ole Falcon.
Let's go. Let's go. Z roll to gun dino right. 3 jet salsa.
You know, when
Ole
he's
Falcon.
confused, Doug, it's a Rolodex. Remember? You know what I mean? When he's not, it's just going to be a Rolodex.
Talking to Doug Martin, the offensive coordinator, working alongside John DeFilippo. Cookus goes through his progression, and the pocket swarms, and the ball's out. Birmingham's got it on a takeaway to start, and it's big old Carlos Davis who comes up with it.
Oh, this is what we were talking about, right? He's got good pass protection. You can tell Case Cookus is working through his progressions, but once that clock goes off, throw in the 7th row. Live to play the next down, young man, because that's the only thing today that's going to prevent you guys from having success on offense in the passing game, is doing what you've done right here.
Good. Let's hit the corner out. Byron open. Oh, we fumbled the ball.
Play-by-play as well, and frustration from John DeFilippo saying, throw it, exactly what you're saying.
Get the ball out of your hand. Live to play the next down.
All right, so it sets up Adrian Martinez and the Stallions for the first time. Out of an empty set, out of the gun. Martinez throws it incomplete, looking for Deion Kane. Cole.
Hey, Jonathan Garvin, I know quick game's something you guys had to be ready for, something you're paying attention to. You went down the middle of this group last time, but you've had a couple wins around these tackles early. How?
Shoot, they trying to chip. They tripping both our ends, you know, because we're winning. But all you got to do is be patient. DBs did a great job. Gave me enough time to get there. We got the ball, and we recovered it. A good job by my teammates.
Good stuff. Thank you, Jonathan.
Yeah, Cole, and you had said it right off the top. They were going to try some different things, including chipping. Ricky Person gets blown up in the backfield for a loss by Jordan Ferguson, and it's 3rd down.
Well, Jordan Ferguson comes off the edge. He had 7 tackles against Birmingham the first time they played, and he's unblocked here. You're going to see him off the edge of your screen right there. Number 77 up front for the Birmingham Stallions offensive line, and Derwin Gray just can't get out of his stance. Good explosiveness off the edge there for the negative play.
Jordan Ferguson, former 3-year captain at Middle Tennessee, who this staff hopes gets another shot in the NFL. 3rd and 15 against the 4-man rush. Martinez has the legs, but he looks and fires, and it's incomplete. Wanted Kane again, and Quentin Meeks, the PBU, and it's 4th down.
What an absolute huge defensive stand from Memphis. You're rolling along on offense, everything's fine. You turn the ball over, and now you force a 3rd and long, and Adrian Martinez just trying to find something as he's outside of the pocket. Credit Memphis, credit that defense, and now you're hopefully going to get a return, get another offensive start around midfield.
Tom, that was a nice twist on the right side of the offensive line for that Memphis Showboats defense. Matt Casey, Zach Johnson, they got to trade that off. 2-man game.
Yeah, that's 42 again. Ferguson coming to the inside, forcing and flushing the quarterback out.
So Drew Chrisman, who's taken over the last 2 weeks for the injured Colby Wadman, gets it away to just outside the 30. And upfield, it's Vinny Papali midway through the first. This presentation of the UFL will title as well at plus 115. They've got a really good defense as well.
Look at those numbers right there. But, you know, you see the sacks, right? You see the first downs. Like, they don't beat themselves. This Skip Holtz coached football team has been together now for a few years. They're a well-oiled machine, but they get off the field on defense. They create pressure. They create negative plays, and then they're able to sustain drives, and they've got dynamic quarterback play. I mean, that's the recipe for success. One of the reasons why they won 12 straight.
2 sacks on the first Memphis drive, though Cookus was 4 for 4 for 35 yards. On the ground with Darius Victor, probing for space on the left side. He gets just a couple. So if the quick game is coming from the Showboats, what's the counter defensively for the Stallions?
Well, I think defensively, if you're going to be Birmingham, you're probably going to limit your rush lanes to not get up on top of the quarterback, because if he doesn't take a deep drop, Cole, then you can just stop and get your hands up. And then from an offensive line perspective, how do you counter that?
That was a big point of emphasis from Bill Johnson, the defensive line coach, on the bench the last time the defense came over here, Tom, was getting their hands up, trying to bat down the balls on some of that quick game.
Play fake and roll out for Cookus, and he just throws it at the feet, incomplete. Third down coming, and we check in with Caleb.
Well, the big point of emphasis for the Showboats offense that offensive coordinator Doug Martin told me is we have to do a better job at protecting our quarterback, obviously, but we have to be better in the quick game, our immediate stuff, and move our quarterback around. We can't just hang in the pocket against the Stallions front. We need to change protection calls, be more aggressive. We have to get the ball out, and the quarterback also has to have that internal clock.
Well, Kayla, you're right. That's why they tried to move the pocket right there, and he had Dawood Davis on the sideline. Dawood Davis very frustrated. If he could have just held on a beat and got that ball to the sideline, he would have had a big completion.
And now we get a flag before third down.
Offense, 5-yard penalty, still third down.
You can't have that type of stuff, it feels like, against a team as good as Birmingham.
And again, you know, we talk about how Birmingham doesn't beat themselves, but these are continual issues with Memphis.
So defensive coordinator John Chavis, who once upon a time recruited Cole Kublik, former defensive coordinator at Tennessee and LSU as well. On 3rd and 13, pressure comes. It's picked up. Cookus scans, rolls toward the sideline, and takes off and gets bumped out of bounds. There's a flag down in the secondary on the scramble out of bounds.
22. We're going to add that on. 22.
Holding defense number 22. The 5-yard penalty is added to the end of the run. Automatic first down.
Got him! Got him! Throw it! My God, throw it!
So the next conversation he's going to be having with his quarterback when he comes to the sideline is, what are you seeing? What are you not seeing? This is what I saw. Where did your eyes take you? To kind of get to the bottom of what's not clicking right now with Case Cookus, but a very fortunate penalty and a fresh set of downs for Memphis.
Yeah, it could go either way. Throw the ball or throw the flag. Right, did get the flag on Lorenzo Burns, and now with a fresh set of downs, it's Darius Victor with a good start to this series.
Cole, I'm not so sure that this is an offense that, given their field position right now, shouldn't just keep running it until Birmingham can create some negative plays up front.
I also like the gap scheme runs, Tom. So pin and pull. You block a lineman back, you pull one around. Let those defensive ends come upfield. Let them take themselves out of the play and then try to sneak back down inside. 2 tight ends on both sides here again, Tom, helping out.
Yep.
Victor makes a cut and has a first down. Barreling inside the 40. Wrapped up by Neville Clark after 8.
Cole's right, not complicated. 2 tight ends, long edges for the offensive line. And now you're just running simple inside zone with the cutback. If I'm John D. Filippo, I'm just going to line up and I'm going to do it again. And I'm going to do it out of another look and I'm going to do it again until Birmingham has an answer.
Cole, you said to us this week you felt like Memphis was close in the running game.
It looks like a backside defensive end occasionally, or a linebacker where somebody doesn't come off of a combo just in the nick of time, but a lot of the times they're right there on the brink of having to be successful.
Victor a pickup, thrown toward the sideline and incomplete with Clark in coverage on Dawood Davis.
And Tom knows this like I do, Mike. It's the most frustrating portion of football when 90% of a play is blocked and executed correctly, and that one guy makes a play for a 2-yard loss, and then all you can focus on are those 20 yards down the field that could have been.
They didn't get it through the air there. Victor comes out, and Titus Swen comes in. Running back more used in the passing game.
No backs better get the ball out here if you're going to throw it, Case Cookus.
4-man rush. Cookus does unload quickly to Davis across the middle with a first down to the 23 and 16 yards.
Little second level glance throw. First window's not there. He just has a little patience. Fires into the second window. And Kayla, that's your guy, David Davis. He's 50.5 is the prop bet on him to be over 50.5 yards.
33 already.
There we go. Good call by Kayla.
Good advanced scout from KB. David Davis, really talented guy. Maybe the most NFL probable guy on this roster. It's a screen. It's Papali to the edge. And Papali gets run out inside the 15, and this offense is moving.
This offense is moving, and this has got to be a bit frustrating, Cole, for the Birmingham defense. They have rarely been in a position where they haven't dictated terms to the offense.
No, and a couple mistakes are going to work against them, shooting themselves in the foot, but they have stood up in the red zone time in, time out. And one of the things that Scooby Wright, linebacker that's not active right now, told me about John Chavis, the adjustments he makes throughout the course of the game are just absolutely fantastic. Some different looks for Memphis. I imagine Birmingham will adjust soon.
Keep an eye out here for Darius Vito, by the way, only 5 away from hitting his over.
It's beside Cookus. It's a flip, and it's going nowhere. Lee Morris was immediately sandwiched for a loss behind the line of scrimmage by Marvin Wilson.
I tell you, Marvin Wilson was a great player at Florida State, high-level recruit coming out of high school, but I don't like this play call. I think it's a bit cute. You're having a lot of success up front in your run game. You're pushing the ball downfield in the passing game, and now you go lateral, and you end up losing, what, 7 yards?
And you had talked about it on the Birmingham side with us this week. There's so much beauty in the simplicity of the Stallions. So now it's 2nd and 17 indeed. Against pressure, Cookus across the middle, and what a catch on a ball that was a little high. It's down to the 10 and clutched by the tight end, Wes Saxton.
Wes Saxton goes up and gets this one, and I love it. It's a shame this ball couldn't be a little bit lower and giving Saxton a chance to catch it and then make a move after the catch. I think he could have gained some extra yards, but a huge gain off of that 7-yard loss.
That was that slide protection right there from Memphis, just trying to gap control to give you a little extra time to get that football out.
And it's just enough of a change up in the offensive front to keep Birmingham on their heels a little bit.
First catch of the season for Saxton. 10-play drive that has spanned more than 8 minutes, and they got the big fellas to jump up front.
I got NCI at 58. NCI at 58.
Neutral zone infraction with contact. Defense number 58. 5-yard penalty. Go 3rd down.
One of the great things about the transparency and officiating, you learn their acronyms as well. NZI is neutral zone infraction, we now know.
They got to cut down on the verbiage. You know, it's like a play call. You want to keep it short, simple, easy to understand.
The very opposite of a West Coast offense.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Which is a full 5 paragraphs.
Well, here we are. Last couple of minutes of the first quarter, and Memphis on a march. Taking it down to the 5. And on 3rd down and 2. Pointing on both sides. And a flag down. Chris Coit is our head referee.
It'll be another NZI for you, Mike.
Ooh, double your money.
False start. Ooh. Offense number 62. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
That's costly.
It's costly, but it also gives them a little bit more real estate to work with if they want to have an opportunity to throw it. You see right there, the right guard on the left side of the center there. He does react. Carlos Davis, number 96, who has been a problem in this league for the first half of the season.
It's on to Atafi, and it's 3rd down and 7 now for the Showboats. Trying to get on the board with points first here in Week 6 in the United Football League. Pressure comes. Cookus across the middle. Surratt's got a touchdown. Quick release and a dart, and Memphis has the lead.
That's right. 352 Porkies and baseline. I run Maywood. Up the gun, dice right. 352 Porkies and baseline.
Right now, Memphis opting to go for one. You've got 3 opportunities. You go for 1 or 2 or 3, which makes the scoring tiers in this league so much fun. Games are never out of reach.
No kicks for extra points in the UFL. Last week, league-wide, only 21% on the conversion rate from all distances. For 1 from the 2, it's Cookus to the back of the end zone and incomplete in the direction of D. Anderson. But the Showboats get 6 to start things out against unbeaten Birmingham.
Listen, this ball looks like it is thrown behind the intended target, and it is, but it's actually the only place that ball could have gone with the hope of it being a reception and, of course, a touchdown. The offensive front, nice little window there. Little front door opens up for Case Cookus to clearly see the field, and that, Cole, that has got to be such confidence right there for this offense.
I don't think there's any doubt. And Darius Victor, 27, running back from Memphis, an excellent blitz pickup there on that touchdown pass.
There's been more of that and better of that for John D. Filippo's group in their second look at the Kings of the Spring, 5-0 Birmingham, against this 1-4 Showboats team who has dropped 4 straight. Let's go down to Kayla.
Guys, here with Case Cookus. Case, the first drive you weren't able to punch it in. This time you did. What changed?
Yeah, we're getting the ball out quick. You know, overall protection held good, and then we ran the ball a couple good times.
How do you keep running the ball well?
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's throwing the RPOs when we have them, you know, making sure they're overloading the box, and the O-line's doing a great job.
Thanks, Case.
Thank you.
I told you, former FCS stud at Northern Arizona, started out as National Freshman of the Year at the FCS level and a 4-year starter. Battled some injuries. On the return late in the first, this is the Blazer, Deion Kane out of Clemson to midfield. There is a late flag that comes in on the back end, back at the 36-yard line.
Do you like your number 11? I'm going to move it back to the big line. Number 11, receiving team.
During the return, holding receiving team number 11, 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. It's 1st and 10.
It's on C.J. Marable. Yeah, first drive was 3 and out. Adrian Martinez was 0 for 2, and that's all we've seen of the best offense in the league.
No doubt.
Negative 5 yards to 90 for Case Cookus and the Showboats. This is Ricky Person, former NC State running back for Nada.
Coverage, man free. There we go. Let's go, Rob. Let's go, Rob, jump, Gator 20. Rob, jump, Gator 20. Here we go. No movement on the shade over there. We got Rob, jump, Gator 20. On one, right?
Adrian Martinez, the former Nebraska Cornhusker and K-State quarterback, who we showed you is the UFL's leading rusher. Been in a job share with Matt Corral, and Martinez starting in consecutive weeks for the first time. Rolls out, looks, and nothing doing. Along the sideline with good coverage downfield and run out by the former Clemson Tiger, T.J. Green.
So this is the plan right now for Memphis on defense to try and corral Adrian Martinez. They rotate into a single high man-free look with 14 roaming in the middle to keep eyes on the quarterback. And he chased down Martinez, executed well, and now 3rd and long for the 2nd series in a row.
Stallions have gone incompletion, 5-yard loss, incompletion, no gain, and that a 1-yard loss in the entirety of this first quarter so far. 3rd down, 4-man rush, sideline Kane, beautifully thrown by Martinez. And the first chunk play for the Stallions hits to Deion Kane.
All right, Stallions backup quarterback, Matt Corral. Were you just attacking the spy, and that's why the ball down the sideline worked on that last play?
No, their main focus right now is to stop number 9 from running the football. So, I mean, we thought going into this week they're going to make us throw the ball, and make us beat us throwing the football. So I think we've done a great job so far. We just got to stay consistent with it.
You hang with me here for this next play. Kind of walk me through what you're seeing.
We're just going with the out. He wants to get the run game going right here, so we're going to go with the outside zone. That's something we've been practicing all week, just because this is we like the matchups and the way they're playing, the angles that we got up front.
All right, looks like we got a little even front, 4 down, so should be able to hit this outside.
Yep. Oh, cover 2, cut corner.
So that corner's coming up to make that play.
That's tough. The receiver's got to block it, but he just reacts. It happens so fast. That's hard to react to that.
Because you can make him pay for that later, right?
Yeah, for sure. In the pass game, definitely.
All right, we'll get one more. How is this relationship so good between you and Adrian?
Oh, I've known Adrian since, I think it goes back to high school and getting recruited and going to those rivals camps and all those football recruitment camps.
What are you seeing here defensively?
We're going cover 1. Go the ball. Go the ball. Come on, Jace. Yep.
How did you know that was going to Jace?
The middle of the field was wide open. They went one blitz. We went 6-man protect, we went a 6-man protection.
Offside in the neutral zone at the snap. Defense number 9. The penalties declined. The result of the play is a first down.
Left the middle wide open.
Matt, thanks, man. Great stuff.
Thank you.
There you guys go, fellas. Matt Corral.
Such good stuff and so much to unpack. First things first, you got 2 quarterbacks who Skip Holtz thinks are NFL caliber. And the first thing Corral said, he thinks Memphis' whole game plan is to prevent the run from Martinez.
Absolutely, and that has been their mode of operation, with the spy in the middle of the field to chase down number 9 when he runs. But what a great, I think, look of patience from Adrian Martinez on that throw to Jay Sternberger.
It was 20 to his tight end, and now Ricky Person searching for space up the right side, and he gets stood up and stacked up just outside of the 15 after 3. Well, this is nothing new for Skip Holtz to have multiple quarterbacks, and so the way it started was they would each get 2 series and then alternate. But after a couple of weeks, the quarterbacks came to Skip Holtz. The 3 QBs and Holtz sat down, and they devised the new plan where each guy was going to get a full game. And now Skip Holtz has gotten to the point where he gives them each 2 days in practice, Tuesday and Wednesday, and then he makes the decision on Thursday who's going to start.
Yeah, and it's a smart move because it keeps everybody engaged throughout the week.
Second down, Martinez for Kane. Got him, and did he get his feet in? No. Incomplete to Kane, who was trying to walk the tightrope in the end zone.
Nicely done. This is Mayday saying nicely done.
That's Mike Pereira in the U.S. Army Command Center, and he's not always adjudicating. He's just dishing out compliments.
Well, dishing out compliments. It's basically telling the crew that's a good call on the field. No need to review it further. Got to get 2 feet inbounds in the UFL, like the NFL rule.
We check in with Mike Pereira throughout the day. Third down for Birmingham. It's a slant, and it's Amari Rogers. Gets crunched at the 5, and Rogers sets up first and goal for the Stallions.
This is where Amari Rogers is so good. It's from the slot. Option routes, slant routes. He's fearless over the middle of the field. He looks and he moves like a running back. So he's got some stature to him. He's got some power to him. He's a remarkably productive player at Clemson before moving on to the NFL and the Green Bay Packers. But he's been really valuable here.
Gotta go, gotta go.
Yeah, 5'9", 212 pounds for the former national champion. 9th play of the drive coming. Martinez, Person up the middle, touchdown. Birmingham's on the board. A league best 6th rushing touchdown for the 24-year-old out of NC State. Skip Holtz said it was this week. He runs angry.
side. Rob forward at 2400. JT on 1 right.
Birmingham going for 2 here from the 5-yard line. Left hash mark.
10 out of 13 times this year they have gone for 2, and they are 5 for 10. And you can go for 1, 2, or 3. This for the lead, and it's to the end zone and caught by Jordan Thomas, the tight end. Stallions tack on 2, and they lead it 8-6 early in the second.
Well, they catch TJ Neal, number 5, the linebacker, flat-footed with it.
On film, I've actually been wanting to ask you this question for weeks. Where does the anger that you run with come from?
I mean, there's a lot of passion behind these passes. People don't know that, but, you know, I signed a free agent deal with the Ravens in 22. You know, I was at home on the couch for a year, just praying to God, just waiting for my opportunity. Then the Stallions came last year, you know, called my phone, and, you know, I just took it and ran with it from there. You know, I'm just blessed to be in the situation that I'm in. You know, I thank my God, thank all my close friends, my mom and my daddy. But I mean, without him, I wouldn't be in the situation I'm in right now.
I mean, the Massachusetts Pirates tailback to now you're trucking people in the UFL.
Yeah, man, it's what I work in practice day in and day out. Just something I pride myself on, you know, not going down on the first contact. You know, being a running back, you got to be able to make things happen. You got to make one miss, so that's something I take pride in.
Congrats, thank you.
Appreciate you.
Good stuff from Ricky Person with Cole Kublik. There's Titus Swen from the 15, very talented return man who John DiFilippo is high on, and he gets spun down just past the 30 for the Showboats, now by 2.
Massachusetts Pirates. Yeah, I love that. You know why? Because everybody's journey in the UFL is so different. Yeah.
Tom Kevin Hart. All right, here we go. You got 25 seconds. Let's go.
Monaco telling us in the break he already knew about him. I had never heard of him.
Look, I got to live up to my home state, or else what am I good for, Cuba?
That's a good question, because I can't think of much.
Who invited Luganville this week? Well, Memphis takes over after their last drive went 9 minutes and 1 second. And they start their third drive with Darius Victor. And not much room to the left side, just the yard. Dondre Tillman on the tackle.
How big of a problem down there, Cole, from your vantage point, is number 99?
He's all over the place. And you look at that wingspan. I mean, his fingertips are almost going to his kneecap. Yeah. So the strike and shed ability, Tom, to keep a lineman or a tight end off of him is just uncanny with those arms.
Yeah, he's really impressive. It's just an impressive group overall.
Loaded defensive line for the Stallions at 5-0. Case Cookis takes the easy one to Vinny Papali, the son of Vince Papali.
Birmingham is keep that offense on the sideline.
On the ground, and Cyrus Habibi Lakio getting it. That's just the yard, and it's third down.
And now you're inside of the 50. You're 4-down territory.
Out, right? Yes. Okay, 11 Wolf. Hey, wristband 9-2. You got 11 Wolf. 11 Wolf. You got the swing. Wristband 92. 92. Just be ready in case I need one here. Be ready in case I need one here. Yes, sir. Just be ready. Right now we're good. Right now you got it.
Weapon for him. Play clock is winding down to 6 for Case Cookis, who's completing in a row. On third down, Victor a pickup. Cookis got rid of it, complete. We'll see if it is indeed 4-down territory after a big lick on Cookis.
Well, that was a nice edge. What they did is they were able to isolate the running back to take the outside rusher, which freed up an inside rush that was coming into the face of Case Cookis, and he couldn't account for him as he's looking to the right side. Really like what John up there for Birmingham. Cole, are you surprised they didn't run it right there with the potential for Torrey?
With the success they've been having, yeah. Go ahead and say it's a 2-down play here. We're going to run it. And again, they have been having success there.
We had trouble with the microphone there from Chris Coit, our head referee. Intentional grounding. So that will change the calculus, and now Memphis will punt.
We go 10, yes.
We're going to go full 10. Correction, the penalty is a 10-yard loss of down, 4th down.
Wow. He was under duress. He did have 2 receivers to the field.
So it changes from a 3rd down and 2, no run here. Pressure comes, the intentional grounding, and now it's 4th and 12, and midway through the Showboats on the move again offensively. They've got a punt with Matt White. product. Away. Gary Jennings drops down and hangs onto it at the 12.
Mike Pereira here from the U.S. Army Command Center on that grounding. Mike, as you've looked at that, you reviewed it and viewing all of the plays. Was that a close one in your mind?
Yeah, I think they did a real on that. Look at the one thing you know is that Cookus was dumping the ball. Okay, he threw the ball away. About it going to the line of scrimmage or getting past the line of scrimmage because he still was in the pocket. The down judge told her that I had no one in the area. Referee said he was in the pocket, so they arrived at intentional grounding. It was a good call.
So, Mike, if that receiver hadn't a streak down the sideline, would have stayed there, probably a call, right?
Absolutely, but it's not my job to figure out if he should have been there or not. If it lands with no eligible receiver, then it's a foul.
We can only ask so much of you. Thank you, Mike. Martinez throws it out toward the sideline and a positive gain for Birmingham on first down.
You guys saw that muff punt there by Gary Jennings. A little bit of an injury update for you guys that will also impact the offense. Amari Rogers has been ruled out for this game. He will not return. Also defensively for the Stallions, Gates will be out for the rest of this game.
Wow, Cole. And on the Amari Rogers front, I think it was on the catch shot over the middle of the field. That's a big blow because he's such a dynamic jack-of-all-trades type player.
And then a linebacker and Gates out as well. Team that has Scooby Wright on injury. That was Benjamin Victor for a first down, and now Martinez toward the sideline, and he's got it. Marlon Williams back from a torn Achilles for 9.
Showboats wide receiver Vinny Papali gingerly walking off the field, going into the tent, being evaluated right hip. I am told he's good. Thumbs up. Is expected to be back in the mix.
Well, that's big to hear. It's a key wideout for John DeFilippo. Again, the Stallions were favored by 13.5. Biggest spread in NFL game this year. On the ground, straight up the middle, C.J. Marable goes spinning out to the 45, and he's got a first down. Back with the team this week after missing last week.
Remember, in the middle of the first quarter, this is what Memphis was doing on the ground, just running it. Now Birmingham's getting into that same rhythm. Yards on the ground right there. They are not complicated. You focus on the right side of the offensive line right here. Hand it off, exploit the cutback right there. Good contact, staying with the defender. Skip Holt, I'm going to line up. Just keep doing it.
Nice double by Amari Taylor-Prio at right. Looks like an NBA center. He should be playing for the Grizzlies.
6'7" on the right side. Martz floats it for Jordan Thomas. Oh! Only one hand necessary.
Did it need to be, though? How about Adrian Martinez directing traffic right there? Watch him in the pocket and then get to turn upfield. The former Mississippi State Bulldog with that big old mitt puts it right up there.
Tyree Woods, corner in coverage out of San Diego State, slow to get up and limps off toward it after 33 to Jordan Thomas. Yeah, it looked like maybe second hand, but why go for substance when sizzle will suffice?
And they need to get him. Tyree Woods, Memphis defensively back into the game. He's the heart and soul of that secondary. Makes so many plays. Good news for them. I want it.
Martinez has been one of the best quarterbacks in this league through the first half of the season. Getting a second straight start. Swings it out to Marable, turning it upfield, and he tiptoes at the 15.
Let's go razor.
54, you got to get out to the flat.
Let's go razor, move, and even. Razor, even.
Here we go. Here we go. Stay check, stay check.
Down here.
Skip Holtz on one side, and Parnell Lake, the DC from Memphis, the 5-time Pro Bowler. With the Steelers up the middle on second down and stacked up Marable. It'll third down after 1.
I think we got 2 downs to decide this one, Cole. Any indication down there from
it looks like big personnel coming in. Yeah, big 63 going to check in. Matt Caskey is where you'll get either that teeth in Notre Dame box, all the formations that he learned from his dad back in the day. Earl Bruce.
Told us it started as T-Bone as a player at Notre Dame. Father, we get a timeout called. 5 to go in this first half. Showboats take it. Birmingham driving the community in their home city. And now hosting 5-0 Birmingham today. And it is third down and 2 and a fun formation for the Stallions.
It's a fun formation, and Cole and I were talking. It's a great formation because it reminds you of old school football, but they haven't thrown the football yet out of this form. Here we go. You hear that term, tight shark. Now they're going to spread it back.
Yeah, watch the stick at the bottom here.
Victor in the bottom. Martinez rolls. And it's caught. And they've got a first down to Marcus Ball, one of the tight ends for 8.
Well, that's one of the reasons that Birmingham dresses 3 tight ends. They're going to get a lot of 12 personnel, 2 tight end. They had an extra tackle in the game at that point, and this is just a late drag across the middle field. Good job locating from Adrian Martinez, and the pretty methodical drive. He's 5 for 5 now on this drive, a drive that started in their own 12-yard line.
We'll get T-Bone now, Tom. Hey, Sternberger, why are you not on T-Bone formation?
No, never that. I think they want my help coaching on this play. I'm help draw these plays up.
Coach it in for us. What do you got?
I actually missed the call, but I'm pretty sure we're going to go Washington odd. Yep, pass JT.
It's Marable.
That's really how we drew it up all week.
Touchdown.
Thank the players for listening, man. That's all we can do.
Sternberger coaching it up.
Well, that's what we were talking about, that we thought we were going to get on the play before, Cole, and just play action wrinkle off of that heavy T formation package. And C.J. Marable, who was inactive, showing his worth once again of the 1-2 punch in the backfield with Ricky Person. This has been a repressive second quarter for a team that did not score in the first quarter in Birmingham.
It was interesting to hear offensive players over here, Tom. They were saying if you give Coach Holtz like 5 seconds to think about a play, he's going to get to something else. Timeout basically cost him that play right there on the previous play.
And then goes back to it. That's up Marable for the receiving touchdown, and they decide to go for 2 from the 5. Again, no QFL. It's a dart. It's 2 more, and it's Jordan Thomas for the second time on a convert. Lead is 10.
Second time, same route against the same defender, TJ Neal. The only difference was this, Neal allowed the inside release and an easy throw out of 5 wide, no back forward, no foul. Hands for the big fella. Tell you what, that's a good-looking dude on the hoof now. He is a big, athletic, physical.
What's on the hoof?
On the hoof, like you go to the Kentucky Derby, the Derby's being run, right? You go out, you look at all the horse. Want to see how they look on the hoof, right?
Yes, sir. Jordan, I got to know why 2 hands on the reception for the conversion there?
2 hands. Hey, I gotta make the catch.
You could have had 2 hands on the sideline.
No. 2 hands on the ball. Secure the catch, and that's it.
Your teammates were calling you a baseball player on the sideline, said you had 1 hand to catch it.
I don't know why, but 2 hands to catch the ball. Always 2 hands.
What's up? Thank you.
3 years in the NFL, mostly with the Texans. Had a really good rookie season in 18.
He's got some memory lapses. I don't think he even recalls the catch on the sideline.
Definitely not on that one.
Yeah.
The hoof and the hands. That's it. Jordan Thomas.
Gotta check him now.
Guy's so big that the Panthers, who he was on the practice squad for these, when they had him in rookie mini camp, they looked at him as both a tight end and a pass rusher. On the return, it's Titus Sweat, submarine shy of the 40, and listen in with Jordan Thomas. Yeah, a lot going on for Jordan Thomas, and we've got a big gain here to start. Then Adams, who hopped right back up, and he gets 18.
Really good wherewithal from Jonathan Adams to realize he was not down, got up so quickly. Birmingham had to react a bit late, so nice first down throw, positive momentum.
In the plus territory, and now Darius Victor lowers the shoulder, rolls past the 35.
Nice answer here on the downs for Memphis. Plus territory. We're just around the 3-minute mark of order. It's a huge drive for the Showboats.
What's the path back into it here with some points?
Patience. Take what the defense gives you in the passing game. Again, get the ball to your hand. Don't create plays by holding on to the ball from quarterback Case Cookus.
First half spread was Birmingham 7. Victor again squirts forward. That is very close, but 3 yards. And they will move the chains.
The ball at the 32-yard line for the Showboats. You know, with the clock is the 2-minute warning's coming up in about 30 seconds. Remember, Birmingham will get the ball to open the third quarter from a possession standpoint, so that makes this drive all the more critical for Memphis offensively.
I got to feel like you need points on this drive ahead of halftime for Case Cookus and the Showboats. Looks, checks it down, and it's Victor to the 29-yard line for 3.
Good to see Vinny Papali back in the ball game as well. Their go-to inside slot receiver. Got suction cups for catches everything.
Hey, Tom, I asked John Chavis, Stallions defensive coordinator, they could take away the middle of the field. He said it's been mostly assignment-based with those particular mistakes in the first half.
2-minute warning.
With you guys in the red area, what do you see from Birmingham? Because what do you need to do?
They brought some more pressure here the last couple of series, so a little bit more cover one, a little bit more man-free, trying to be sharp. They bring it here to try to knock us out of field goal range.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
That means what, Tom?
That means pressure. You know, we know that Memphis has dealt with pressure from this Birmingham defensive front. 8 sacks, played them a few weeks back, but they've held up better today. What Coach Flip is saying right there is we're expecting pressure. So we got to get the ball out of our hand. Don't take a negative play, as he mentioned, bumping them out of field goal range.
Cole Kublik, Caleb Burton, and our entire crew. I'm Mike Monaco. Out of the 2-minute warning in the second. Memphis down by 10 to the class of this league, Birmingham. And on second down, pressure comes. Cookus, sideline, batted ball, and in comes. Intended for Dawood Davis.
Number 28, Mark Gilbert. Third down for the Showboats.
You have no idea how it was right there, what you just did. You have no idea how good that was. You picked the perfect, okay? Our guy fell down and you checked it down.
By rule, Birmingham is charged its first half for the injury. Love the tone. Love how positive he's being with the signal call. There's a lot going on. Trying to point out the positives. Reference things that you got to improve on, what to maybe see on the look. I think you're really telling him on that last throw. As we're listening to him here, if you throw that ball up, you got a chance to go up and make a contested catch.
6'1" wideout who was trying to go up over the top of Mark Gilbert, 26 out of Duke, who's cousins with Darrell Reeves.
What do you feel like Capone, or you like the Falcon X Crow?
Well, if they were field, we call for no workshop.
I like that thought. I like that thought on touch. Gunships up nasty, salt, Capone X shallow. And you have the shallow coming underneath, right? Okay.
When you hear the shallow, goes, oh, I like that call. If they go man and bring pressure, what you'd like to hit is some crossing routes to bump off those defenders, and that's what they want to do with third tally across the middle of the field. So it's a quick dump off, gets the ball in his hand, so you protect yourself from the quarterback spot. At the right call on burst coverage.
Massive play in this game for Memphis on 3rd-7. Papali a threat in these types of spots, and the Showboats could really use. Cookus with time, floats it incomplete. Jonathan Adams goes, but great coverage from Ike Brown, and it's 4th down.
When they wanted to go to Lorenzo Burns, number 22, the safety coming down over Papali, never let him cross face and run the route they wanted to hit to the right side of the field. Good job by Birmingham defensively right there.
Burns, the corner out of Arizona, and did try to set up those. No dice for Memphis, and now from 47, Matt Coughlin comes out, 26-year-old out of Michigan State, who's 9 for 10 this year, and over the last 2 seasons has from inside of 50. And Coughlin on its way, stays perfect from inside 50. Much needed 3 points for Memphis, trim the margin to 7 in the final 2 minutes of the second.
You got points out of it. You held on to the possession of the football. As I referenced, Birmingham's going to get the ball coming out of the locker room to start the. So you had to get points and some positive momentum there going into the locker room. Yes, right?
Allegedly.
We'll all get out of here.
And now you know our travel plans, everybody.
Yeah.
In a big game in week 6.
Mike's got to go cover hockey.
St. Matthews, by the way, plays in that one for the Leafs, trying to come back from down 3-1 against them. All right, so last couple of minutes in this first half. And Matt Coughlin to get it from the 20. So you get so many returns, so many more exciting plays here in the UFL. Former Clemson Tiger Deion Keynes already had a great return today, but nothing doing here. 29-yard line by Habibi Lakia.
Well, outside, really the first drive. This 3rd and 10 right here is what got this offense going for Birmingham. Adrian Martinez, he's been stymied a bit with his legs and in the run game, but he's made really good decisions in the passing game. Playmakers, Jay Sternberger, Jordan Thomas have made plays for him, like this one-hander right here that should have been a 2-hand. Thomas forgot he had a 2nd hand. And Adrian Martinez out into the flat. Off of the plus in the jumbo pack. It's been very efficient, mostly in the second quarter for this Birmingham offense.
Martinez last week, I feel it in my heart. I'm an NFL quarterback. He checks down to Marable. He goes down just past the 30 after 2 yards, run out by Maximilian Roberts. That's what I'm here to prove. He said he feels more comfortable right now than at any playing this position since you saw him and ranked him right in that same class as we heard earlier as Matt sharing this job with.
Yeah, 2018 class coming out of high school, 2 high-profile recruits.
And Matt Corral said the goal for Memphis, eliminate his legs. They've done that, but now Martinez pulls out and shows off the legs for the first time, and he ducks out of bounds toward midfield. 8 yards and a first down.
Cole, what I liked about that, though, is it wasn't the legs until it had to. Nice job taking the front door and keeping his eyes downfield.
I was sitting right next to Coach Holtz, waiting, go, run, and as you stated, Tom, he did not until the very last second.
No, it's not. It's a first down.
Skip Holtz said to us this week, both quarterbacks talented enough to win with. Both have proven that, but where we are now, Adrian Martinez is the one that's the best chance. Martinez throws it, and he's got a completion with spinning Kevin Austin Jr., the former Notre Dame wideout, across midfield to the 48.
At the time when that play was called, you could hear Skip Holtz going over to the yard marker. He thought it was a first down. So he called on play. They don't change it. They don't check it. Adrian Martinez just takes what the defense gives him, converts anyway.
Timeouts left, minute to go, and Martinez to the sideline, and he's got Austin out of bounds.
He wanted to change that previous play, Tom. He actually dropped his play sheet. That's why he couldn't corrals over there telling Coach, I like the call, leave it. I like the call, leave it. And they pick up first down yardage.
Leo,
sure
move.
enough.
Apollo odd. Here you go. We got Leo move odd. I wonder.
It was 7 yards to Kevin Austin. Entered today with 4 catches all season. A couple of grabs on back-to-back plays. 2-minute drill. Martinez With a collapsing, freed himself up and fires incomplete, getting rid of it. And now it's third down.
See, those are the plays that the NFL will take notice of. Are you mature enough to understand your surroundings? Territory, third and short. Don't take a sack. Show some situational awareness. Really nice job from Adrian Martinez.
Martinez had 10 straight completions before just of that one. And you see the Stallions 4 for 5 on third downs today. Martinez lofts it, and it's incomplete. Intended for Williams with good coverage from Kyrie Woods.
That is a huge stop for Memphis on defense. A rare punt from Birmingham.
You feel good about it? You feel good about it? You feel good about it?
Yeah, right here. Might have some razzle-dazzle here from Skip Holtz.
Well, Memphis last week got burned on a fake punt. Didn't see it on film from who had run the same thing the week before. They do snap it, and on a fake, blown up. Shy of the sticks, there is a flag down.
Mike, can you look at holding offense number 31? 10-yard penalty. Put down.
That was Madre Harper, the corner.
There we go.
That's more like it.
A little concerned right there with that initial call. That's a huge roll of the dice for Skip Holtz. You see the confidence in his football team. But what a swing of them, Cole, for Memphis to put themselves in a position with plenty of time left.
I think it shows a lot of confidence as well, but a lot of frustration down here on the Birmingham sideline currently.
Kayla, what's the momentum? What's the tone like the sideline over there?
They're trying to get a stop here. This is the time to really make sure, you know, they can go into that stop right here. That's a huge game changer for Memphis.
And they do it, and TJ Green made on Madre Harper. Now you got 48 seconds to work with. Cook is to the air, and he locked ball. Birmingham reaches out for it, and it looked like Jordan Thompson reached out with one hand and hauled it in. And what a costly swing.
Take a look here. Case Cook is looking over to the right side. 4. Tips underneath. It's Jordan Thompson as he's bending the edge and comes out of Case Cook's hand. Take a look right here. It goes down as he goes down. His ankle got swiped a little bit. Just what happens, we don't keep two hands on the foot pocket.
Second strip sack for this Font pass rush. Taco Charlton sets it up. Thompson takes it away, and now timeouts, 41 seconds in plus territory for the Stallions. And Martinez going right here, and he will check it down to Benjamin Victor, trying to make a man miss, and gets by TJ Green for a fired up defense after 6.
Yeah, and Skip Holtz forced to call a timeout. Benjamin Victor didn't go out of bounds off of that catch. Got to understand.
Call something else.
Got to understand the situation there.
Come back. 26 pump. Come back 26 pump.
Are they calling?
Yes, that safety's holding tight on that.
No. I'm just saying, I'm not yelling. I'm just saying it's 2-minute drive.
Yeah.
The clock's our enemy. The timeout. You know what I mean? You step out of bounds, we're good. I know. But hey, big picture.
Yep. What's exactly right.
You love his demeanor.
I just like his tone. He's positive. You know, earlier we had him on there talking about playing with class, celebrate with your team, the way we do things here. But that's a teaching moment right there. You got to understand the clock, your timeouts, your guideline, and instead you have to cost a timeout right there.
Across the board.
He told us this week, our teachers, I always try to equate it to that. He said, if I'm a math teacher, I don't scream 2 is 4. So You got to teach him. He did burn that timeout. He's got one left after the completion to Victor. Martinez swings it out by Ricky Person, and he gets out of bounds inside the 30 to the 28.
Cole, that's where I think Ricky Person's ability is way undervalued.
He should be in the NFL. I don't know another way of saying it. The physicality, obviously, we talked about earlier in the broadcast. Catches the ball well. He's great in pass protection. He's just super valuable back. The pump called on the previous play. Corral loved it. But again, Coach Holtz had about 10 extra seconds to give him that. He called it off, went to the swing.
Martinez pumps, throws down the seam. What a catch by Marlon Williams. Hangs on and the Stallions cash in before halftime.
What a great feel and understanding of the concept of what you're trying to do with the pump to the left side. You want to manipulate defenders with your front shoulder, left shoulder if you're Adrian Martinez. You got the pump. You come right back to the seam down the middle.
No, I got it.
Really well executed.
Florida, 26 trade, JT, I want 8.
So you, after all, and a beautifully thrown ball and a great catch, and the Cookus fumble proves. Stallions go for 2 from the 5, and the Martinez whips one incomplete for Gary Jennings, the former West Virginia Mountaineer. Well, Memphis got it back. They stopped the fake, but then this.
Again, negative is turnover of the football. Things that have plagued this Memphis team throughout the season so far. They take 2 steps back forward, 1 step back, and they'll give up a touchdown run. What a beautiful throw.
Yeah, come on! Just like that! Just like that, baby!
All right, Coach Holtz, I have to kind of set this up for you a little bit. I've been hanging out with Corral over here. He calls that he's loved. Now, he says if you have about 10 seconds, you can't keep a play call on. You've called it off back to both of those plays on different drives and scored on both plays. How long do you keep a play in your call or either call it off?
Well, you gotta set one up. I mean, you just can't run it next time. And even Adrian talked about it and said, play there for the touchdown. They're cheating here. We need to come back to that. Hold it a play or 2, and then let's come back and let's see if we can. And I've got 2 quarterbacks. I mean, it's like having both Jamar and Matt over here on the sidelines, like having 2 more operators and coaches that are seeing the field, talking about what's there, coaching. This is there, that's there. They've been awesome, and that's about in the production meeting. That's why this works. 2 incredible young men who are all into the game, and it's been fun to be a part of it. Thank you.
Referring to his 2nd and 3rd string quarterbacks, Matt Corral and Jamar Smith. Titus Swen from the 8 for the Showboats, and the final 20 seconds of this first half goes down at the 30.
Just goes to show you, I mean, the unselfishness of this Birmingham football team. Was their starting quarterback for a championship run 2 years ago, and it decided to is the number 3 right now, knows the system inside and out. What a positive room they've got.
And what a job by Skip Holtz, former head coach at Louisiana Tech, SF, East Carolina, UConn, and he has said that last couple of coaches he's heard from about 8 different group of 5 teams expressing some interest. 14 seconds left, and pressure on Cookus, got it complete to Victor, who immediately got Damon Lloyd, the linebacker.
If you're Skip Holtz right now, you're having too much, right? Too much fun. Birmingham really spreading it around there in the second half. 10 receivers with a reception, so that second quarter was huge for Birmingham offensively.
And if you had -7 in the first half, you love the way that ended in the final couple of minutes, second quarter. Well, A few weeks ago, the UFL announced exclusive partnership with the U.S. Army, where the two organizations collaborate on leadership development, community engagement. Dwayne Johnson has talked about it. He has said that the UFL and me at their cores, organizations of values and opportunities. And Kayla Burton is this special guest.
I am here with a special guest, and I love these interviews because we get to pinpoint you guys who help stream. First of all, thank you so much. I'm here with Sergeant Sebastian Araya, who serves as a national recruiter. You're from Chile, but you're serving here in the U.S.
I am.
Why?
Well, I was born in Chile. Family, I have a younger brother who had cancer, and we came to the United States to seek treatment at St. Jude, and I believe they saved his life, and, you know, now I'm living the American dream.
And I saw that your family is hearing you. What's it like knowing that your brother is as healthy as he is and getting your family to see what you do here?
It's a blessing. I can't really, you know, describe how it feels. I'm just thankful to be here, you know, country and doing my duty.
What's your favorite part about serving?
My favorite part is helping the community, knowing benefits that the National Guard gave me, the education benefits, and now giving it back to the people that help my family.
We queue enough. Our favorite part is getting to talk to you and all that you do for our country. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Guys, back to you.
That is beautiful. Family of 3-2 Michigan, and the top two teams in each conference do make the postseason after the 10-week regular season. Gary Jennings from the 12 with a burst upfield and a seam for Gary Jennings. Flag flies as he slips a tackle and takes it across the 45. We got a player down as well for the Showboats.
Got a hold on number 80. Flag is going to be from the 40.
In the return, holding, receiving team number 80. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. It's 1st and 10.
Penalty on Kevin Austin, the wide receiver, and that is Jeff McCulloch, former Texas Longhorn and linebacker, who is down for Memphis.
What a killer penalty for Birmingham. I was watching Skip Holtz on the sideline. He's got his hands on his hips, kind of throws his arms up because instead of starting on the plus 40-yard line, he's now backed up a little bit, loses all of that field position. Again, one of the things that makes the UFL return a great return.
And we hope for the best for Jeff McCulloch, Houston native and 26-year-old who had just made his season debut last week after he was inactive the first 4 weeks of the season. We'll check on McCulloch when we come back to Memphis next. We're able to get up and walk off the field under his own power, and he is now in the tent for this Memphis defense that gets the benefit of the penalty against Birmingham that, Luke, you said is a pretty big swing for the Stallions to begin the second half.
Go from the plus 40 back to the minus 25. I mean, that's, you hear coaches talk about all the time, the field position and your mindset, your play calls.
So we get to watch Adrian Martinez operate this offense again. How about the live line up to 19.5 for Birmingham, and the total has soared to 53.5 as well. CJ Marable on the ground, nothing doing to Caleb.
Well, guys, Memphis obviously trying to get a couple stops right now, but I went into that locker room and they were very calm, cool, collective. Obviously, they've been in these situations before, but head coach John DeFilippo tells me, look, we need to protect better up front. We know that's been the message throughout this season, and then we need to get going here. We cannot have consecutive 3-and-out, 3-and-out, 3-and-outs. We got to find ways to punch it in. We've had opportunities to do so. They need to get a stop here, but looking to find some consistency within that offense.
Such a costly strip sack, Kayla, right before halftime. Out of an empty set, Martinez fluttering ball, and that's dropped by Kevin Austin, and now it's 3rd down.
This is exactly what you want, right? What happened the last time Birmingham had a 3rd and 10? They go up over the top, all right, for a huge gain to Deon Kane. So yards per completion for Birmingham, 13.3. That's beyond a first down.
Real
see if they can pull it
nasty
off
punch.
Here.
Florida 44 Zodiac. I want it.
So what would you like to see in coverage and play call here for the defense?
I wouldn't be, well, if we're gonna, I'd stay out of man defense, because if they get you in any type of screen game, you're gonna be in trouble.
High-low on both sides, Tom.
Yep.
Martinez, pressure, gets away from it. Martinez on the move, serving with a head fake, and he's just got to get rid of it. P.J. Hall and the Showboats got to Martinez, and they force fourth down.
Well, narrowly escaping the pocket right there, and you could tell he's just itching to get that ball out, get it back across his body, which is generally a no-no, laid across your body to the middle of the field. Ends up taking the smart route here. You know what? Let's play the next down. Go ahead and kick it. Smart play by Adrian Martinez.
We've said that a couple of times now from Martinez in conversation with Matt Corral, former Ole Miss Rebel. So first half and second half both start with 3 and outs from the Stallions offense. This is Jeray Elder on the puck return, slips the tackle and gets past the 40. Elder takes it to the 45. A critical sequence. Let's listen to it in today's game flow.
I know. Ready, sit. Yeah, come on. Just like that, baby.
So you hear all the emotions from how the first half ended, and now an incompletion intended to Victor to start with Neville Clark blowing it up.
You heard John DiFilippo there at the All Access. Oh, it's going to make you cry. He's going to start crying.
Hey, wristband, gun dizzy left, 3-jet salsa, F bingo, both Saturn, halfback slow. Gun dizzy left, 3-jet salsa, F bingo, both Saturn, halfback slow.
I love how positive he is, though. He just keeps pushing forward. I know he's frustrated. The offense is frustrated. That play at the end of the second quarter kind of sums up the season for Memphis.
4-man rush. Cookis got it complete toward the sideline past the 50 to Jonathan Adams. Kayla.
Guys, 33 for the Showboats. McCullough, he went into the tent. Obviously did not look like he was doing too well in that pain, but he's dealing with a shoulder injury, questionable to return.
All right, so another piece on that defense for Memphis in a game where we've seen the injuries pile up. And now big third down.
I wouldn't be surprised because of the zone run game and the cutback. John DiFilippo, the head coach of Memphis, is thinking 2 downs here. Maybe run it.
Cookis to the air. Steps up in the pocket, and Cookis throws incomplete in the direction of Victor as Willie Yarbrough brought the pressure. Fourth down, and it looks like the punt team is coming out.
Really frustrating right there. And I understand why he's got to punt it here, Cole, but boy, I would have loved to have seen them try to run the football, which they've been so good at on that down.
It really does feel like, Tom, that the worst times they've gotten away from that rushing attack.
Yeah.
Had more success than we thought it would today.
Yeah, the timing of it has just not boded well for Memphis on when they have opted not to run the football.
I think 2 plays, 2 runs, maybe get 4 yards, and they had thrown it earlier on a 3rd and 2. Gary Jennings watches this one go out of bounds near the 20. This presentation of the UFL will continue after these messages and a word from our ABC stations.
Who just picked? All right, back in Memphis, Birmingham has the lead. We're going to go back to the last sack on the previous offensive possession for the Stallions. These iPads that the players have on the sideline are just incredible for what you're able to see and how you're able to coach. Slide protection to the right here, Luke. The problem on the twist is going to be defensive end coming back inside. So the penetrators, that defensive tackle working on the right guard, 68. When you slide that protection to the right, you have the gap to your right. Center's eyes have to be right immediately. I'm fine if he posts to the left and wants to help his left guard, but his eyes have to go right immediately, and then he misses that looper back inside when he's going back and forth. Have to protect your gap and understand that something else could be coming your way. That could have easily been picked up by the Stallions.
No question. If you're going to slide right, you got to stay right. If he doesn't turn his head back to the left there late, I think he's fine and he catches it. He just turned his head and should have never turned his head back to the left.
Absolutely. But just a cool look at that technology that they have on the sidelines here in the UFL.
Birmingham sets up after that possession from the 25 with Adrian Martinez progressing and throwing incomplete for Victor. Cole, let me ask you this, because we hear the term slide protection all the time. For the casual fan, what is it in layman's terms?
Well, for the casual fan, it's an epidemic in all of football. I'm just going to go ahead and say that, because what it has turned into, and it wasn't right there, and I would never accuse Coach Holtz of this, but it has become sort of the lazy offset protection for a lot of people. They just say, you know what, just slide it. Or we don't know who the mic is, or we can't identify where pressure's coming from. Just slide it, and they think it should pick up everything. But you got a perfect example right there why it doesn't pick up everything, and it works against you. I think it forces guys to not be football players, and you kind of saw a little bit of that right there.
Second down for Martinez. Pressure comes, got rid of it across the middle. 15 yards and a first down.
Wow. Wow. Adrian Martinez hanging in there as long as he can. People in his kitchen, and he just makes a play.
You said to us this week, I don't know if I ever saw him play as well in college as he's playing right now.
I know I haven't.
He's had it all working today, and now on a screen to Marlon Williams, another good chunk play out toward midfield for 9.
You know, going back to that slide protection, Cole, too, the other thing it does, it puts you in a bind, because oftentimes you have your back matched up versus a defensive end, or in worst case, a tackle.
Oh, and it was initially designed for a 2-3-step drop.
Yeah.
Get the ball out quick. And so when you slide it, you're gapping, and you're taking that gap to your right, and then that's supposed to be it. But you saw right there, you have to make adjustments. That's no Snyder looks back. Then next thing you know, here comes the twist.
Second down and 1 for the Stallions. On the ground, Person with a lane, tried to slip a tackle. Takes it inside the 45 as Jeray Elder hung on to him.
When you watch Ricky Person, you just get this feel that this guy loves the game. He loves to play football. You see how intense he was at the end of that run? He was so disappointed that he got tripped up.
Guys, Ricky Person told me when he was signed by the Baltimore Ravens in 2022, he got a taste of what it was like being in that locker room and felt like it was almost too surreal of the moment. He says, I was impatient at the time. Now he gets another chance at it. He will not take advantage of that.
He has been awesome the last few weeks. Martinez got away from Ferguson. Here are the wheels from Adrian Martinez to the edge inside the 30, and he's had it all working.
Well, he has, but actually Memphis has done a great job defending his legs. They've had a good plan. Up until this run right here, he only had 1 rush for 7 yards. So they've contained him to this point. Just his second carry of the game is a big one on the ground.
When you attack that mesh off the edge, Tom, you better make up that play in the backfield.
No doubt.
Martinez rushed for nearly 3,000 yards. And how about 45 rushing touchdowns in 5 years as a college quarterback? Person told Cole there is passion behind the pads, fights for a few yards on his first down run.
It's a really methodical drive here, run to pass, a little bit of everything. The big throw over the middle on 3rd down. This is where Birmingham, they just play with confidence, man. They don't beat themselves. They're not heavily penalized. You don't see them in 2nd and 17 or 3rd and 12 very often. Always ahead of the change. It's smart football.
A dozen straight wins for the Stallions. Martinez fires, dropped on a tumbling bid across the right end.
Cole, looked like Memphis narrowly took that ball right out of the hand of Adrian Martinez on that throw.
You heard the hand hit the pad. You heard the slap on the back of the pad, and that just goes to show you, Tom, you've referenced throwing the ball away, taking the check down, and then right there, not panicking in the pocket. Those are the 3 main areas of growth I've seen from Adrian Martinez.
Couldn't agree more.
Yeah, we told you earlier, he said it last week, I really feel it in my heart that I'm an NFL quarterback. He faces 3rd down and 8. 4-man rush. Martinez across the middle and dropped by Sternberger, who was met by Quentin Meeks out of Stanford. It's 4th down.
That's an uncharacteristic drop for Sternberger, who owns the middle of the field.
See other guys coming down on him?
Make play after play. That's going to be one he wishes he had back.
Okay, go get Mark.
former Packers draft pick. So it brings on Ramiz Ahmed, 28-year-old former college walk-on who joined them this season when Chris Blewett got injured. Signed on a Tuesday, kicked a game winner on a Saturday for a Birmingham team that had Brandon Aubrey the last few years, and from 45, the strong-legged Ahmed is good.
5 incompletions in the entire first half for Adrian Martinez. In the passing game of the last 2 drives, 5 incompletions just in the first 2 drives coming out of the locker room. So a little something different happening with Memphis. Getting some confidence on defense, forcing the field goal there.
A big stop, and now Ahmed, who had 2 touchbacks last week. That's a rarity here in this league when you kick off from the 20. Titus Swen hurdles at the 30, and Swen probes out toward the 40. He said at Arizona.
It's a big blow, too.
Yeah.
In the secondary, they came into this game with 2 significant injuries.
So it's first down for Memphis, and the bowling ball himself, Darius Victor, ran into the arms of Dondre Tillman for a yard. He does welcome that term, he says. And Darius Victor, a captain of this team, a leader who has been around pro football for a while.
Does the unwelcome keg that Luganville gave him?
Yeah, that was interesting.
Mini fridge with arms.
If that's a keg, 6'7" Armani Taylor is the keg stand. Second down and 9, and it's the 230-pound running back out of Towson again. 16, approaching 5 to go in the third.
This is a huge third down for this offense, just from a momentum standpoint. Convert, get a fresh set of downs, get some confidence.
Case Cookus leading this offense. Third down. He's got some time. Fires downfield and incomplete for Vinny Papali into double coverage.
I think Case Cookus is going to wish he kept his eyes to the left and worked the high-low between the deep-in route of Dawood Davis and the underneath route number 12, Jonathan Adams. He had a high-low, easy read.
Seems like his head coach saw what you saw.
Yeah, he was to the right side, meaning the correct side all along. He just should have hung with it.
Nose down for Matt White to Gary Jennings, who lets it bounce at the 21, and it takes the Showboats hop to the 7.
It's not Capone.
Case, it's not Capone. It's not Capone. Mariello wide open.
Coach is right, and he's talking about this right here to the left. Just hang in there. Look at the deep in route to the left side of him. He catches that. He might still be running because you got 2 defenders over the top on Vince Papali. And again, that frustration starting to come through. But Coach is right in that regard. Case Cookus has to make that play.
Not Capone. This is on the ground with C.J. Marable, who goes spinning. Past the 10 to the 11 for 5 yards. A big missed opportunity. So the dagger is that deep in you're talking about?
So no, the deep in would have been, yeah, the dagger, and then the underneath drive route, which is number 12, Jonathan Adams. So basically what you do is you high-low the defender. You got a high route and a low route, the defender in the middle, and you go opposite of where that defender gravitates towards. And it was an easy read, too, one that Case Cookus has made hundreds of times in his career.
Well, Birmingham backed up. Worst starting field position for either team today, but it's on the ground again with Marable. Out to the 20, and a first down for the veteran running back out of Coastal Carolina.
So Memphis defense has to take advantage of the field position that their kicking game has given them. The downside is they haven't been able to convert and get a fresh set of downs, but they've had a long field behind them. You can't allow Birmingham to just work the length of the field here, Cole.
No, absolutely. I'm interested. I'm going to try to jump in here and try to ask Coach Holtz, just being backed up, what goes through his mind as a play caller.
So against Carnell Lake for Memphis. Martinez, deep shot, downfield for Austin to haul it in and house it. 79 yards.
Well, Cole, I think the answer to that question is throw it deep one-on-one.
Launch it.
Adrian Martinez through the air to the former blue chip recruit at Notre Dame, Kevin Austin Jr.
Again, just one-on-one versus press coverage. And where I think Austin does a great job here is he gets back over the top of the defender, meaning he gives the quarterback room to throw the ball up and over the top with enough room to the sideline. And Adrian Martinez never threw the deep ball like this throughout his college career. 304 yards, 3 touchdowns now. And for Austin, that's his 3rd reception, over 100 yards in a TD.
Only had 4 catches all year in the first half of the season and has matched it today. They go for 2 from the 5. Martinez just playing around. On a look back, bought some time to the end zone, and that gets picked off on the 2-point try. Lamont McFadder came away with it. Gets touched up by Thomas, and that's about the only thing that hasn't gone right for Adrian Martinez.
Yeah. It doesn't kill you. You know, we've talked about situational awareness and where you are. Why not try and throw it up, see if we give your guy a chance to get on the point after.
Boundary? Okay. Corner was wide. Nobody went. They both went with the under, and nobody went with the corner. He's talking about reading the boundary because that's where the guy's coming over to take away 3. You know what I mean? Yeah. So he's cheating. You're pure man over here into the bounce, 1-on-1, and over to the empty side. You have an extra body over there, and so it's crowded over there, and it's man coverage on your left. Both went through the under, and the corner was under. Okay. Wide open. Read that boundary, okay? Hey, great throw on the D-ball. Hey, great throw on the D-ball. Great throw on the D-ball.
Adrian Martinez, Birmingham Stallions quarterback. Can you take us through the touchdown first, just kind of what you saw, especially being backed up, what goes through your mind in that situation?
Well, that was one of our adjustments when we came out for the second half. We know that their corners are trying to press our guys, and we believe in our guys. So we knew we wanted to take a shot. It was just about finding the right time, and Skip called a great play, and we took advantage.
We were listening to his coaching with you there just a moment ago, just his demeanor and how his approach, either after a great play or a play that doesn't necessarily go right. Can you just describe what that's like as a quarterback?
Well, he's very consistent, and I appreciate that. There's nothing different about what he expects out of a read, and he holds you to a standard, which I can appreciate.
Thanks, Adrian.
Thank you.
He just seems so calm, hearing him even go through that and dissecting his performance. Swen to the 35.
Well, and look how he simplified it. He said, okay, you're in the empty set, which means we have 5 wide receivers, 3 to the right, 2 to the left. He goes, if they got 3 over there, they got more guys defending that side. You're man-to-man to the 2-man side. You got to go to the 2-man boundary when you kept hearing him say boundary.
Yeah, you hear it even still. We've got a new quarterback here for Memphis, down 31-9, and it's Troy Williams, who has played in 4 of the 5 games so far. Started last week, threw for 3 touchdowns, and brings a dual threat to this Showboats offense. Swings it out to Vinny Papali. Got some blocking around the edge and gets stacked up after 6, Caleb.
Coach DiFilippo loves Troy Williams, his attitude, the way he shows up day in and day out, even in training camp. Offensive coordinator Doug Martin told me when everyone was in the same hotel, Coach would be up in the morning, going to get a little workout in before getting the day going, and Troy Williams is in the weight room, 6 a.m., iPad stuck in the window, practicing calling the plays in the huddle. He continuously aiming to get better, no matter the minutes, and Coach DiFilippo clearly trying to give him another shot here.
Yeah, they've liked both guys in different ways, and they went with Cookus, but now it's Troy Williams who adds this element as well, and he runs it out toward midfield, good for a first down, and ushered out by Taco Charlton.
Yeah, at least he gives you a chance to avoid some negative plays. You know, if you're dealing with pass rush and you're struggling, you've got some guys coming off the edge or up the middle of the field on you, he can make you miss and extend the play, get the positive gain just like he did just right there.
Began his college career at Washington. Washington, then went to junior college, and then went to Utah. Was in a quarterback room with Tyler Huntley in 2017.
I need to see it. I open it up later.
Final 90 seconds of the third quarter. Williams hung on to it. And Williams throws to the sideline, incomplete for Victor, and it brings up second down. We're at 40 total points. The over, which we think you should always bet, would hit with just a field goal here and a long way to go.
The first couple of weeks, few weeks of the season, I was continually taking the under just because you have no preseason games, right? The offensive line is the group that's most vulnerable, so it can limit some of your opportunities to be explosive and score points. And now these teams are starting to get to know one another. They're starting to gel, come together. More and more points are being scored each and every week.
Yeah, you guys have been playing the games every week, all of you.
Oh, yeah.
Second down, and Williams stood in, and he finds Dawood Davis. Hadn't had a catch since the first quarter. And a sure-handed tackle there defensively by Daniel Isom after 5 yards.
Now you're in third and manageable.
This quarterback mobility does bring some inherent advantages, Tom, that we talked about this team might need to facing off against a defensive line that is as aggressive and that can just get to the quarterback plain and simple as well as Birmingham can.
Yeah, and you've got to now account for the quarterback being a threat to take off and run at all times, which changes the way you're going to approach things from a defensive perspective.
Red. Yeah, I mean, the way the guys wear them, man, I love the way those colors right there, man. You know what I'm saying? Maybe my next lifetime, maybe.
Can you show me, if you had the pads on your tights, what that would do for you?
What they do for me? Oh, you know what I'm saying? Just drop down to my knees like this, and then, yeah, great. You know what I'm saying?
There you go. I mean, just done deal. All right.
Derwin Gray, the left guard, former Maryland Terp, drafted by the Steelers. Third down and manageable, and Williams takes a shot, zipping it down the sideline, and nearly a one-hand catch for Jonathan Adams. But we've got a flag in that vicinity at the 20.
Just give me a number there. We're 15 yards. Justin, I need the number.
28. Pass interference, 28.
Pass interference, defense number 28. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Bad call, man. That's a bad call.
Mark Gilbert and company don't love the call. So Memphis will take that with Troy Williams trying to inject some life here into the Showboats in the fourth quarter.
It was actually a really well-thrown football.
A lot of time
as the quarterback of the Memphis Showboats.
Taking over after some 3-and-outs and some turnovers from Case Cookis for this Memphis offense. Williams, deep shot for Davis, incomplete toward the end zone. I would have hit the over that Kayla had on the receiving yards for Dawood Davis.
You know, that play right there is kind of just a reflection of the Memphis season. They're just so target Dawood Davis going down the seam. You throw it up and over the top, and you just slightly overthrow an open target. And it's been things like that with Memphis, because it's not a lack of talent with this football team, especially at their skill spots.
Would have been the 13 yards necessary for Dawood Davis, top 5 in this league, coming in receptions. Here he is, and it's incomplete. Broken up into double coverage as Ike Brown out of FIU collapsed, and now it's third down.
How about the depth, Cole, of this defensive secondary? No JoJo Tillery, no Chris Jackson. You have Lorenzo Burns go down, and these guys just keep making plays.
Well, that was the wrong read.
Yeah, it was the wrong read.
I mean, you had the bubble that was wide open back on the backside, but not just that either. Scooby Wright out, DeMarcus Gates out at linebacker. Yep. Depth on that defensive line. They're rolling those guys almost every series. There's not a lot of individuals that dress for this Birmingham defense that don't contribute.
For John Chavis's group, best defense in the league. And here is Davis emerging and trying to. And you figure the offense will stay out there.
You got no choice. It's a shame that he got hit right there, gave up about 2.5 yards field position trying to work his way upfield.
They are bringing out the kicking unit. Down by 22 with 13 minutes to go.
Well, when you consider the scoring tiers, if you start to really look at the math and you're trying to discover, you know, one possession game, two possession game with the ability after a touchdown to go for 1, 2, or 3, I can see where his head's at here.
The over hangs in the balance on the leg of Matt Coughlin, and he delivers for overbettors worldwide.
2 touchdowns with 2 3-point conversions give you 18 points. You got a lot of time left in this fourth quarter.
Again, if you're new to the United Football League, we don't kick extra points, and you can go for as many as 3 points afterwards. So 9 points is no longer a 2-score game, to your point.
Yep.
And with 13 minutes to go, they'll take it down by 19 now.
Cole, what do you think of that strategy?
With the way this offense has been operating today, Tom, I take any points I can get.
John DiFilippo does the same.
It goes to the fact of what Mike was saying about this Birmingham defense.
Yeah.
It's regardless of how your offense is executing, you're just going to have a tough time moving the football. They get after the quarterback. They're physical up front. You discussed the secondary. Guys make it play. Linebackers, whether they're bringing pressure, going sideline to sideline, it's going to be tough to find yards against this group. I talked to Scooby Wright earlier in the week, who's on IR, but has been in this defense for 3 years. I said, how does Chavis separate himself? Why is it different? He said, man, the biggest thing is he trusts us in the big moments. He trusts us in the tight situations. He'll put more on us. He'll put more calls on us, and he trusts us to go out there and do it and execute it, and they've done that.
Kickoff is away to Gary Jennings from the 11. And the West Virginia Mountaineer takes it out to the 40. A couple of flags fly in. That is 3 of them.
Got a blindside block on the receivers.
I've got blindside block number 23 is what I had.
23, agreed. My flag, guys.
Let's get our flags together.
We're at the 30-yard line.
Well, they all saw it.
A foul, illegal blindside block, receiving team number 23. 15-yard penalty. It's 1st and 10.
All 6 eyes of them. Well, there's so many different stories in the United Football League, and for one of them, let's go down to Kayla.
A lot of the USL players we know are trying to get to that next level, right? Get back into the NFL or get to the NFL for the first time, get some tape. But for number 99 here for the Showboats, John Atkins, just turned 30. He's not necessarily aspiring to be back in the league, defensive coordinator Carnell Lake tells me. He says, look, this guy is just out there having fun. He's doing this because he purely enjoys it. He loves coming to practice each day. He says he sets the tone. Remember, he was the USFL, on the USFL team last year, and he's just this central guy that really composes this defense. But to see a guy like him having fun and doing this for the enjoyment, that's why Carnell Lake loves to coach guys like him.
How great is that, Kayla? Nose guard out of Georgia, who's already played a couple of years in the NFL. Deion Kane on the comeback to the 25.
Means getting a real job.
Yeah.
Let's play football for as long as you can, right? Play it at a high level. Be the heartbeat of your defense. He was all USFL last year with this ball club, so clearly an interior force along the defensive front for Memphis.
He's been that guy for a while, Luke's. I can remember Kirby Smart and company telling us when he was at Georgia that he was just sort of the anchor of the defense. Not a lot of credit, didn't make a lot of things happen that showed up in the stat books, but showed up every day, did his job, made other people's job easier.
Second down against Atkins and the Showboats, and Ricky Person found some running room out to the 33-yard line for the Stallions in 6.
You know, the one thing we've talked about Birmingham, and as dominant as they've been, but what they have done is they've hurt themselves defensively with penalties a week ago, and field position on 2 back-to-backs astray.
It's KYP. You got to know your personnel.
Know your personnel. There you go.
Come on. Adrian Martinez loads it up, and he's got Marcus Baugh into plus territory to his tight end, run out of bounds at the 30 by Green, and 37 on a Stallions march.
Man. Marcus Baugh, the former Ohio State Buckeye, on the deep over, or some people call that an orbit route. And just smooth poise from Adrian Martinez to drop that ball in the bucket. He's made a variety of throws today, underneath, intermediate, deep, that have been fantastic.
on that now?
He's got those 348 passing yards you just saw, the most by any quarterback in one game into 6 weeks in the UFL. With 11 minutes to go, Martinez pulls and rolls and surveys and gets out toward the edge for not much, just a yard for Martinez, who went undrafted, signed with the Lions last May as an undrafted free agent, was in camp with him before he got waived and tried to get back to the NFL.
You know, he had some injuries and a history of injury, had some turnover issues, particularly in Nebraska, won the job at Kansas State, ended up giving way to Will Howard. But this is the best football he's played of his career.
27.
Yeah, that was the 22 season. Went to Kansas State with Chris Kleiman. And Will Howard, who, by the way, is now at Ohio State. Martinez with time. On second down, a shot down the sideline, and he just sailed it a little too tall for C.J. Marable. Did you hear the reaction?
He's right, too. He had him. And he just lays it up like he had done on the previous throw to Marcus Baugh. He's got a walk-in touchdown. I love the reaction from Adrian Martinez.
Oh, no.
49 Toby.
You don't realize how much you talk to yourself during the course of a game.
Do you do that?
Until you're on mic. Yeah, I think everybody kind of breaks to some degree. Yeah.
That's a great point, Tom. Martinez tries the sideline for Kane, and incomplete. Delrick Abrams, former Colorado Buffalo, steepled the Kane. Fourth down. So from 48 yards, Ramiz Ahmed will come out. Remember, we mentioned this earlier that Birmingham has great kicking history. Brandon Aubrey, with a former Notre Dame soccer player, who this past year with the Cowboys was a first-team All-Pro. And Ahmed is no good.
You get the sense he's like an 8-year-old playing in the park with his buddies.
Yeah.
You know?
At total ease. Troy Williams on first down, sailed it high and intercepted. Kenny Robinson takes it back toward the 35 from Troy Williams, and the best defense in takeaways as another. When you lead the league in takeaways, you are well choreographed.
You are, and this has been a problem with Troy Williams. He did this last week, too, where he was high on some throws. And when you're high and you're a little bit late over the middle, bad things are going to happen. Ball gets deflected. Interception for Birmingham, great field position. And again, this has been the issues that Memphis has not been able to get over. You see bright spots, you see flashes, they excite you, and then they hurt themselves.
Robinson, the safety out of West Virginia, a couple of years in the NFL. Panthers drafted him. Martinez got it out incomplete to Marlon Williams. Cole.
Kenny Robinson had that interception. Can you just take us through? Tell us what you saw. What was the coverage?
You know, we was in cover 8, and we were just trying to stay deep, keep the offense in front of us, you know, get off the field.
More importantly, what was the celebration down in the end zone?
Oh, you know, we had to take it back to a little TikTok, put the ball up in the air, rap to the mic, you know how it is. Just having fun.
Back to TikTok. I didn't know TikTok was already old school.
Oh, yeah, you know, certain stuff's old, you know, new stuff every day. You know what I mean?
Appreciate it.
Appreciate y'all.
Content kings.
You already know what it is.
Second down for Adrian Martinez, and they set up the screen, but well defended on C.J. Marable by the defense and Malik Lawal, their leading tackler. How's your TikTok game?
Terrible.
Really?
Unless I'm doing some work-related stuff. All right. I'm not a big social guy. I mean, I'm a social guy. You know that.
Yeah, yeah.
But, you know, the fake social stuff.
Oh. That's why we got to go back.
Not real, Mike.
Tom Luganville, Cole Kublik, Caleb Burton, Mike Monaco, our entire crew behind the scenes, led by producer Alex Farmartino and director Chuck Ciccarello. 19-point lead. Over has already hit. Martinez rifles high, and that was nearly picked. flagged down right through the hands of Delrick Abrams, former Atlanta Falcon.
Spot foul.
23, spot. Interference, defense number 23. The ball will be placed at the spot of the foul. Automatic first down.
Lamont McFadder. And again, a dropped opportunity to get possession of the ball. That thing could have been off and running the other direction.
You said it's been so close in so many ways for Memphis, not just today, but throughout this season.
Momentum and confidence is so much.
So a fresh set of downs for Adrian Martinez and the Stallions. Set up a screen, and Kevin Austin has had a breakout performance today. Goes out of bounds near the 20, and second down coming.
Well, it just shows their depth, right, Cole? I mean, Amari Rogers goes out. Next thing you know, next guy just plugs in, and they don't miss a beat.
No, absolutely. The depth not only on defense for this Birmingham team, but offensively as well. And it's the one area that I've seen the most frustration for this Stallion sideline today is the receiver core, and it's mainly because more guys wanted more reps, Tom.
Yeah.
I mean, Benjamin Victor was losing his mind at one point during this game just because he wanted to be in the game.
Sure.
Trips to the right. 3 of them in there at this time, and Ricky Person goes plunging up the middle for a first down. And Skip Holtz did say that to us this week when talking about Amari Rogers, that he's a guy who wants more targets and touches, and in a team-centric way, but these guys want chances to prove themselves. But when you have as much talent as Birmingham has, it's not like everyone can eat in the same game.
There's only one football, and I've never met a receiver that's not wide open on every single play.
At all levels.
Yes.
A lot of big names that you saw in the recruiting process.
Oh, yeah.
Like Rogers and Kane and Sternberger and Austin and Victor. Went to Ohio State. Empty. First down. Martinez on a draw goes sliding toward the 10.
Smart, heady play there by Adrian Martinez. Listen, if you're going to be a runner in this league, this is professional football. You got to be here for the entirety of the season, right? Don't take unnecessary hits. Don't lower your shoulder. Get down. Play the next down.
We got razor move in the odd bubble. I wonder.
How do you defend this team? Because Memphis came in trying to eliminate the legs, and he's had a field day through the air.
Well, it's a pick your poison. If you want to play a lot of zone, they seem to pick you apart. If you're going to play man, you can't account for quarterback run. What's going to hurt you worse?
Screen. Williams to the edge, breaks the tackle, dives toward the end zone, touchdown. Marlon Williams. UCF product who suffered a torn Achilles in week 1 last year in the first quarter. Said, I went through a long year, and he's back.
Adrian lowering the elbow, get that ball out from underneath, and they get you out in space. They spread you out. Credit the receiving corps for blocking on the perimeter, being a complete player, doing your job when the ball's not coming to you.
Guys wanted, but guys have chipped out with one another and blocked as well. Skip Holtz was saying to us. And Adrian Martinez sending his teammates Skip Holtz way. They go for 2 from the 5, and again to Thomas for a 3rd time on a 2-point conversion. He's automatic.
I've never seen a goalpost shake like that.
Have you seen that ever? I've never seen that.
Not to that extent. That's like a 6-7 Richter scale goalpost shake.
On the hoof.
Oh, watch Jordan. When Jordan Thomas looks at it, watch him look at the goalpost afterward. Doing. Do you just hear the reverberation, Cole? Doing.
No, I heard the flags up top.
He's like, what? Wait a minute.
Oh, that is 277 pounds banging into the goalpost.
This picture, baby. You going crazy?
Say one thing about this Birmingham team. When they get you on the ground, they put their foot on your throat, and they do not let up. Expect to see Matt Corral go the rest of the way. Get him some time. Season high for Birmingham, 39 points. And that man right there, Jordan Thomas, a big day through the air.
He's a cheat code on two-point conversions.
It's the same play. They've hit number 3 on empty out of trips, and he's lined up against the linebacker. It's a one-on-one mismatch.
Adrian Martinez is the first quarterback in a UFL game this season to throw for 4 touchdowns. Titus Swen again. He's been busy. A lot of kickoffs from Birmingham. Takes it out across the 45 before he's finally wrapped up. Cole with Cole.
Well, there's a rule in football, guys, that if your name's Cole and you play center, you're just good. That's just the way that it goes. And this guy, Cole Snyder's playing better this year than I ever even dreamed about playing. But we got to talk about this first and foremost. I asked one of your teammates about you, and he said he doesn't ever wear a shirt, and that was it. What in the hell is happening here with this outfit?
It looks like a whole lot of magic to me, Cotton. I think there's a lot of things going on there. It's pretty special. You know, it's not just for the teams, not just for us.
Is this an overall? Is this a zip-up overall? It's a 2-piece overall? Like, what are we doing?
Dealer's choice. Dealer's choice, really. I mean, it could be whatever you want it to be. Use your imagination.
Last time you put a regular shirt on.
What year is it?
2024.
Yeah, I'd say it's been some time.
Hey, your coach D even wanted me to talk to you about this. He said, have some words with that man. We need to figure out what's going on.
Don't let him lie to you. He likes it. He likes it. Hey, it's all part of the game. It's all part of the game. We love it. We're having a good time. We're playing football. Can't beat that.
You are playing football at a high level. Just kind of give us, what's the secret sauce for this offensive line?
Oh, I would say brotherhood for sure. We're a tight-knit unit. A lot of the guys that like to play ball. I mean, got my guy D here. Got a little D here. We got Italian D. I mean,
he's trying to get my cameraman's tights. Anybody else want to chime in on the outfit for today? Anything?
He's getting fined for getting interviewed during the game.
Oh, I'm sorry. He's good. I'm costing him a fine, fellas. I'll have to step away.
I'll take that accountability, brother, but I appreciate it. Had a blast and charge on. Giddy up. UCF. Birmingham Stallions. Love them all. Love your mom. Love your dad.
He asked me if he was getting makeup before the interview. I said, no, but you definitely need help with the wardrobe. So
that's peak fitness right there.
Big D, little D, Italian D, and Cole making himself comfortable down there. This one gets flipped out to Titus Swen, who careens off a tackler inside of the 35. Yeah, just saddle up, get comfortable, and oh yeah, you got to hydrate on a hot day.
Cole, please tell me he called you Cotton, and I heard that right.
He did call me Cotton.
That was fantastic.
I think that was a movie, Coach.
It's a bold move. It's a bold strategy, Cotton.
When Derwin Gray offers you water out of the Gatorade bottle, you accept that. I was home right there. Like, that's my home.
That is your home.
It's like when Happy Gilmore wanted the ball to go in the hole. Like, that's what I felt like. I said, it's your home. Go to your home. That's where I am when I'm on the bench with the offensive linemen.
Uh-oh. Happy learned to putt. Uh-oh. Lee Morris with a drop. Third down coming. Offensive line room. I would like to. I don't know if I'd be welcome. It seems like a special place and a massive humanity.
Yeah, nobody's allowed in the offensive line room unless you fit a couple of certain dimensions. You do not fit.
No. Troy Williams on a slant, too tall, and incomplete. Mark Gilbert in coverage, and fourth down coming for the Showboats, down big with 3 minutes left. And some kangaroo court rules down there, it sounds like, as far as fines go for speaking publicly with sideline reporters. All right, well, we got a big over-under here.
Yeah, Kayla is on pins and needles down there with her pregame prop bet that David Davis would get over 50.5. What's he need,
yards.
Kayla?
8 yards. I am counting this.
It was 50.5. He's at 43. And this goes not to him. D. Anderson hauls it in for a touchdown. Dropped in the bucket by Troy Williams from 34 yards out. Apologies, Kayla.
Let's line up. Let's go for 3. Let's get as many points as we can here.
you do go for 3, you get it down to an 18-point game, and from there it's a 2-score game.
But also from there you have the option to go for it on 4th and 12.
Right.
Don't have to kick the onside kick. Great opportunity to take that. They're going to go for 3 here on the left hash.
So this has been very rarely done in the UFL. So far, teams are only 0 for 2, going for 3 from the 10. Williams fires, got it. DeAnderson again, and now it becomes an 18-point game. They need a 6th. 4-man rush. Williams fires, drops on a big hit on Wes Saxton, broken up by Daniel Isom, and the Stallions will have it.
They had the look, good throw, timing to dislodge that football right upon the reception, and Saxton looked like he held this in. He was right about the 40.5-yard line. Credit Birmingham for keeping the ball in front of him and timing up the collision.
What have we heard about this Birmingham defense all year? That they keep it in front and they haven't given up a ton of explosives.
No, they make you earn it.
So they take over at the 28, spotted from where it was at 27, and Adrian Martinez still in there with 2:24 to go for the Stallions. Again, have been splitting time and going back and forth with Matt Corral. But now certainly appears to be Martinez's job, person for 3. So you got the 2-minute warning coming up. Memphis still has 2 timeouts, down by 18. Spread as well was 13-0, orchestrated by Adrian Martinez.
Sail, don't you know a showboat is a steamboat?
Well, but you saw the captain's hat, right?
We still got to wear a hat if you're going to drive the boat.
Yeah, true. Steamboat, sailboat, one and the same. Second down and 7 out of the 2-minute warning. And this is on the ground with Ricky Person. For about a yard and a half. 3rd down coming. Big games still to come the rest of the way in this UFL regular season. Birmingham.
I can't see from here. You know, I mean, for me, I can't see.
It's a pretty engaged backup quarterback in an 18-point game. 3rd down, Marlon Williams with a convoy, slipped a tackle, and Williams has a 1st down inside the 10. Trying to put this thing on ice for the Stallions.
1st down and stays in bounds. Like Memphis is making no real attempt here to take these timeouts with them.
Against a dominant Skip Holtz-led team today on the road.
Without hesitation, Skip Holtz says this has been my favorite coaching job thus far. He loves developing these guys, seeing their growth. He says, my goal is to get every player on this roster film. He says, I'd argue the UFL is the purest brand of football going on. These guys are here because they love to play. They're here because they aspire to accomplish something. They're not making a whole lot of money, but they're not prima donnas, but they're just humble, they're hungry, and clearly their roster shows it, and the unselfishness within this team.
He has loved this gig.
It's the best job he's ever had.
Yeah, for a guy who's done it at the highest levels of college football.
Well, look at the state of college football right now. There's a lot of things in college football aren't a lot of fun, right, from a coaching perspective. And here, you know, you've got smaller rosters. You get to work the roster the way you want to. You don't have academics. You don't have books. You don't have rules. You don't have a name, image, and likeness. You don't have the transfer portal. You have a draft. You can control your personnel throughout the course of the year. It's a great job.
They take the knee in the final 30 seconds. How do you think they stack up with St. Louis and San Antonio?
I think they stack up really, really well because of what we said when we came on air. Their advantage is up front on both sides of the football. They're just different. You know, as Cole outlined in our open, that's how you win championship football games, and championship teams are built from the inside out.
Defense is giving me fits. I'm just saying they just forced everything on us. A little backup quarterback's going to be okay. Yeah, he is going to be.
They need a sixth. Four-man rush. Williams fires, drops on a big hit on Wes Saxton. Broken up by Daniel Isom, and the Stallions will have it.
They had the look. Good throw. Timing to dislodge that football right upon the reception. And Saxton looked like he held this in. He was right about the 40.5-yard line. Credit Birmingham for keeping the ball in front of him and timing up the collision.
And what have we heard about this Birmingham defense all year? That they keep it in front and they haven't given up a ton of explosives.
No. They make you earn it.
So they take over at the 28, spotted from where it was at 27. And Adrian Martinez still in there with 2:24 to go for the Stallions. Again, have been splitting time and going back and forth with Matt Corral. But now certainly appears to be Martinez's job, person for 3. You got the 2-minute warning coming up. Memphis still has 2 timeouts, down by 18. Spread as well was 13.